I started talking about changing rules. And I mentioned and quoted few examples that successful people always, they don't worry much about the obstacles, the problems they face, but they're more concerned about putting the right person in the right place. And I say this can be achieved by following certain rules. So today I shall talk about the first rule, and almost next 3 4 days, coming days, I'll talk about the next ones. The first rule, my friend, is there in changing rules, that you might not have a disease that behavioral change can cure actually. And I give you again example, one of the example where in a top corporate company where we are conducting a talk. And I was suddenly, a guy comes up, he hands over his dossier of the feedback. He was the CEO of that company. And when I turned the pages and looked back, I found, and he said, tell me, sir, how do I become better? How do I change rules for myself? And my God, when I looked the documents and looked at him, took the little feedback from people, his report was remarkable by any standards. His contemporary, his peers, his boss, and people working under him, and all his direct reports, they genuinely loved this fellow. No one, but the point was he was unhappy. He was finding difficult to cope up. And I can give many examples once again. Okay, why this guy was having this kind of a feeling, he was not comfortable with himself. And it's simply, I told him that you are a great guy. Anyone would love to work with you. And I personally feel that you don't have any disease, any problem, or any scope for any behavioral change or changing the rules for yourself to become more effective in interpersonal relationships. I would, but what you need is a technological wizard or expert to sit by your side and mentor you, because I found that he was technically weak. He was not able to operate the computer, understand the statistics, all these, make those PowerPoint presentation, and he always have to be dependent on people. Now, when you need is different and you're focusing somewhere else, what he is saying, he is the person who does not have the disease that behavioral change can cure actually. And I say, you don't need me or my talks. He was like a little as well, like a little like a hypochondriac with a pain in the rib cage. He thinks he has lung cancer, where all he has a little muscle pain. My friends, remember, most of the time, and sometimes surely we confuse interpersonal problems with something else, some other shortcoming. I can give you many examples, and I have seen that without proper diagnosis we continue giving the treatment, and that will go futile. It will be total waste of time. You might not have a disease, my friend, this behavioral change can cure. It's very important to firstly to understand the person fully and take the correct feedback, confirm, reconfirm, recheck, and then move on giving the prescription. And many a times I found that the people who are they're ineffective, worried for something else, and that is not their behavior problem at all. Most of the time it was their skill problem. We got to keep our working skills needed for that particular job absolutely at the above board and in the most tune with the latest situation. They needed a coach, all right, they also need a coach. But there are guys I know, they are so effective as a CEO, but they're poor communicator, and whenever they come in front of the media, they stammer, they fabble. Then the gaps for air and the confidence goes down. So what they need? They need someone to give a little pep up on their communication skills and tips to how to face the media. This is exactly one has to be very carefully before they start doing their start their talks or action upon the people. You have to be careful with feedbacks. Conducted properly, feedback is not deceptive, my friend. It reveals what's on opposite mind, but it can be misinterpreted too and lead to wrong conclusion. What you want to see and what you want to do, it has to be firstly certified and confirmed. Keep this in mind, my friend. Sometimes feedback reveals a symptom or not a disease. A symptom is a headache. Give it time and it goes away. A brain tumor, on the other hand, can't be ignored. It needs a treatment, it needs a surgery and immediate attention. That to an expert attention. I see this in organizations that have endured a temporary downturn. The feedback reveals angry employees lashing out at the at scapegoats. Angry employees need to be heard, my friend, and they are to be dealt with accordingly. Sometimes, in many cases which I have seen, feedback reveals a problem that's one or two steps removed from anything that the individual is doing wrong. He become perfect. My dear friend, be careful then. And you may be trying to fix something that isn't broken at all. You try bringing change in the behavioral changes in the interpersonal relationship. However, he doesn't suffer from it. So it doesn't need fixing, or it can't be fixed by you. Be assured that you are addressing the people. They need a behavioral change to become better, not any other thing. If they are lagging in some technical requirement, some latest information, just make amend and they'll be fine. You might not have a disease, my friend, that behavior change can cure is the rule number one when you move for changing the rules. Thank you very much.